show goes on, it shows a lot of heart. How did you achieve that balance between being somebody who's primarily interested in money, women, and song, but still stands up for his friends, and the money's not quite good enough?
Yeah. Well, Joss and I talked about that. There were elements of Jane who he still had a core of morality, as if he were raised by some good Midwestern middle-class folks, and you know, he believed in God or a higher power. You know, he sits there, well, the book is saying grace, Jane will bow his head too. So, you know, it's kind of like the line you got to walk. When I was doing Casey, it was like, well, he's got to be a killer, but he can't be just a killer. He's also got to do the funny, and it's kind of a tightrope to walk. So I basically channeled my inner jerk. We all have one, especially that guy. Kidding. I don't want to meet your inner jerk. You've met mine. So, did I answer the question again?
There was a question over here in a green shirt.
Hello, Adam. Fan. I know you've done a lot of voice acting work. I'd love to hear you talk about some of that.
Well, voice acting, I've done cartoons and video games and narrated one documentary film. The benefit of doing that is you get to work generally with a cast of characters who are super talented actors, and it doesn't matter what they look like. So it really only matters what their talent is. So you get in this room of talented people, and I feel like the underdog. I totally like, wow, these guys have been doing this for so long, and they're so good at it, and they have such a big repertoire that it's humbling for me to get in there, but also fun to play. So I really enjoy being able to not shave, wear my sweatpants and sneakers and not care, not have to get the, William Holden once said while being powdered and flumped. You all remember William Holden, one of the tough macho guys in Hollywood, while he was being patted down. He said, "It's a very undignified profession for a grown man." And it can be. You got a little booger. There's nothing so humiliating as a beautiful makeup person coming up and saying, "Got a bat in the cave." Thank you. Could we? You might want to. Here's a tissue. Thank you.
I see a waving hand over here. Yeah, right, you.
Full Metal Jacket, we arrived in the fall of '85 and didn't meet Stanley, we joked, until the spring of '86. We didn't meet him for a couple of weeks while we were getting settled. But when we finally did meet him, we were all sort of taken in one at a time to get to meet Stanley for the first time. We're all very nervous. What's he gonna say? What does he want me to do? We'd been reading the book Short Timers, which the movie was based on. And I remember coming in and thinking there's going to be this grand English gentleman in a beautiful woolen suit, three-piece suit from Savile Row or something. And that's not Stanley. He was like this short, furry genius with a bunch of pockets and idea. I mean, he had more pockets than ideas, and he had a lot of ideas, it seemed, because this was before he would have loved these things. But he saw them coming. He saw the future of those tablets, especially like iPads. He really had envisioned those. But so for him to keep track of what he needed to do, he had little Post-it notes, and he would write little notes and he'd tuck it in his pocket, tuck them all in. So he had pockets full of these Post-it notes. And when he would run into his assistant, Leon Vitale, who I've recently reacquainted with, he lives in Southern California now, he would just, "Here, Leon, transcribe these." I got some. He'd be like, "Okay, Stanley, yeah, great. Oh, all right, yeah, we'll do that." And he would have to go and type it up like that hour and have it back to him. And the funny thing was, Stanley always had this wry smile as he would send people off to do what he thought was dirty work. He just, you see what I did there? Ah, you're one of those guys, okay.
All right, there's a question at the very, very back. I can see you.
Hi.
Yeah, you in the middle, waving the book.
Any moments from Firefly, any out of the shot moments that really kind of strike you? Anything that was not caught on film?
Shock moments?
No, like behind the scenes moments. Anything that really struck out in your mind?
Memorable behind the scenes story. I think is what we're going for.
Well, one of my favorite was my stunt guy. His nickname was Bubba, and there was a scene. I can't remember exactly which episode. It might have been the train job. It might have been another one. We were on top of the ship, and we were like, we had this thing we had to replace. It was like a garbage chute thing. Trash. Okay, in trash. We're up on the roof of the ship, and he had this cable rig that was gonna. He gets hit in the head. I get hit in the head, but he was getting hit in the head. And he had a little harness on and a cable rig that was gonna just, bam, pull him back down real fast. And he was all padded up and stuff like that. But he also had a safety line, so that he had the one that pulled him off and the one that would make sure he wouldn't fall the 30 feet down to the stage floor. Well, his foot got tangled. And so it pulled him back, the pullback cable, whatever the hell they call that thing. But the safety cable wrapped around his ankle, so instead of being pulled back and flopping, his foot was connected and he just went, bam! His head just went like a coconut, out cold. And I was right up there on the safety deck. Oh my God, Bubba, you're right. He was out. But they have safety personnel, and they grabbed him and got him down. And he was coming to, and he had horrible concussion. Not his first. It worked for me long enough. He was a football player, so he had plenty of concussions. So apparently when you get a bunch of concussions, there are symptoms. And he's fine now, guys, so don't worry about it. He's fine now. But what's funny, and I had never seen this before, is when you have a concussion, the symptoms you have is you repeat yourself a lot because you have short-term memory loss. And he kept asking me, did I do the stunt? Yeah, Bubba, it was great. Did Adam like it? Yeah, it was great, Bubba. Oh, did I do it? He kept repeating that. Oh my God. So he was good, Bubba. Bubba Sitars, good stunt guy. That and more.
All right, third row, a waving hand right there. Yes.
Again, pick any two characters, your favorite and worst.
You're asking me to tell you which I hate the most?
Yes.
No, because then you'll go see it. You'll never hear the end of it. It's list. Tell you what, it's on that IMDb list somewhere. Favorites, though. I guess. Gosh, it's tough. I'd play a bunch of them again in a heartbeat, but the one that I had the opportunity to chew the most furniture with would be Jane Cobb. He really didn't have constraints on him. I was only limited by what Joss would let me get away with. So, but now Slaughter's got a little of that in it too. Let's see if we can get that guy up and running.
All right, blue hat.
When you, how were you approached to go on Angel?
I begged Joss for a job that year. That was 2004. The same. We had heard inklings that we were going to be able to do Serenity the movie, but 2002 Christmas time they canceled Firefly. 2003 was a slow year for a bunch of people, including me. So by the spring of 2004, it was kind of like, hey Joss, I want to prepare for this movie you got coming up. Beautiful Serenity, Resurrection, all that stuff. But I kind of need a little bone. Can you throw me a bone? He goes, it's funny you called. just the guy. So that's how, you know, Marcus Hamilton came about, you know, so. Damn it, Joss, thanks for hiring me. Appreciate it. Oh, by the way, this shirt, this Damn it, Joss shirt is available online. I've just received a tweet, actually. From the, anyway, actually, I'll give her a plug because it's a beautiful person, and she made a really fun shirt, and it's called, let's see, Margaret Carter on Twitter, and it's Cafe Press Damn It Joss. If you're looking for Cafe Press Damn It Joss, you get a Damn It Joss shirt. I have nothing to do with it. I just like the shirt, and I thought that people have been asking me, this would be a good venue just to pass that word along. Who's next?
All right, black shirt with the white decal, halfway up.
Do you do any of your own stunts in any of the shows or movies you did?
Well, define stunt. Some, you know, I'll drive the car. I'll run through fire if it's controlled burn. I'll do some short falls. I'll do some shoulder rolls here and there. I'll throw punches and get slammed to the floor and things. I don't do high falls. In Chuck, we did a fall from, I don't know, an 10-story, 20-story window. I didn't do that. No, sorry. That was I was the guy that came out of the pool in the wet tuxedo, looking steamy, but it was cold that night. Really cold. No, a stunt guy on Chuck was a guy named Scott Workman. Great guy. He was on X-Files. He did a high fall in this cavern thing we did in X-Files, where I'm chasing Mulder through this